Bienvenidos a la cripta. Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita.
Bueno, chavales, ¿qué tal estáis? Espero que estéis estupendamente bien. Yo me encuentro de aquella manera, ¿no? Porque el tema de la cuarentena y del coronavirus y su puta madre, la cosa está bastante jodida. De hecho, todavía hablan de ampliar todavía más la cuarentena. En fin, no sé cómo va a acabar esto, pero el caso es que para no perder el ritmo de mi canal, que es nefasto, pero bueno, por lo menos no quiero perder el ritmo, ¿no? Para no perderlo, pues he decidido pues eso, grabar algunos juegos que tengo por ahí puestos de risa, que siempre he dicho, oye, pues quiero grabar tal juego, pero nunca encuentro el momento, nunca encuentro cómo hacerlo, cuándo hacerlo, porque tengo a gente aquí metida en casa y no me gusta grabar cuando tengo a alguien hablándome y tal. Entonces yo me gustaría grabar tranquilo, poder ser, pero bueno, ya tengo por fin la oportunidad de hacerlo, así que voy a aprovecharla. Bueno, ay, coronavirus. El juego que voy a jugar hoy se llama Stanley Parable, de Stanley Parable, ¿vale? Creo que es así como se dice. Que va de un juego que te raya la cabeza, ¿no? Es de estos juegos que te deja dándole vueltas a la cabeza, pensando en todo lo que has hecho, pensando en lo que se está jugando, pensando en todo, ¿no? Es aquello que te deja marcado de por vida. Se supone, vaya, ¿eh? Yo, de momento no he jugado al juego, pero sé de qué va. O sea, sé más o menos lo que puedo hacer y lo que no. En plan de... Bueno, que ya lo iréis viendo. Va de, básicamente, que tú eres un tío, ¿vale? No sé muy bien de qué va, pero sé que eres un tío que está en una especie de edificio y te va un narrador hablando de fondo, diciéndote, oye, pues tú haces esto, tú vas por tal puerta, tú haces esto otro. Entonces tú tienes dos opciones, o hacerle caso o no. Básicamente es como una obra de teatro, ¿no? En el que me parece que el tío se llamaba Stanley, sí, de Stanley. El Stanley es el personaje que nosotros controlamos y es como una especie de actor, ¿no? En esta obra de teatro, por así decirlo. El narrador pues va diciendo, oye, pues Stanley va por esta puerta y después pues puedes ir por esa puerta o no hacerle ni puto caso e ir por la otra. En fin, que ya lo iréis viendo. Vamos a comenzar la partida si no os parece mal. Pues es un juego que te raya bastante la cabeza.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Anda, esto
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Hostia, vaya pedazo de empleados debe tener la oficina.
Job was simple. He sat at his
427
desk in room
empleados.
427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Joder, vaya
Orders
trabajo
came
de
to him
mierda.
through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee
¿Cuánto cobra?
427
Pues
did
por ese
every
trabajo,
day
vamos.
of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
Normal.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had
Bueno,
been made exactly.
¿esto qué es el inframundo ahora o qué?
Stanley was happy.
Sí, ya.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his
Mira,
office.
aquí ya lo controlo. Vale. Pues básicamente... Nada.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except
¿Déjame
badly.
pasar?
The thing to do now,
¿Déjame
Stanley
pasar?
thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
Venga, anda, abre la
waited.
puerta.
Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
Sí, lo cojo. ¿A que viene
Here
alguien?
it comes.
¿What? ¿What? ¡Se ha reiniciado el juego! Vale. Vale. Vale, pues básicamente es eso, ¿vale? De un tío que te está hablando todo el rato de fondo, es el narrador, y tú controlas a un personaje que le tiene que hacer caso sí o no. Y ya está, tío.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Vale.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vale. Lo que me acaba de decir es, ve a la sala de reuniones. Pues puedo hacerle caso o no, pero como no tengo...
Stanley went around
asunción.
touching
Mira,
every
¿ves?
little thing
Hijo
in the
de puta.
office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Traducción. Stanley, vete a la puta sala de reuniones de una vez. Vale. Mira, de esto me acuerdo.
When Stanley came
Vale.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vale, entonces el juego va de esto, ¿vale? Básicamente es que tú eres un tío que controlas, que va un narrador hablándote de fondo y puedes hacer dos cosas. O hacerle caso o no. Nos acaba de decir que, oye, que Stanley pasó por la puerta izquierda. Vale, pues podemos ir por la derecha o por la izquierda. Tengo entendido que este juego tiene varios finales, ¿vale? Entonces intentaré en este vídeo desbloquearlos todos, aunque me tomará bastante tiempo. Y bastante dolores de cabeza, porque este juego, en fin. Bueno, entonces vamos a hacer qué pasaría. Vamos a ver qué pasaría si le hacemos caso en todo a este señor, ¿vale? Venga, vamos por la izquierda. Vale. Y se me acaba de cerrar la puta puerta. Vale. Aquí está la sala de reuniones, ¿no? Sí.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Vaya por
Feeling
Dios.
a wave of disbelief,
Don't
Stanley
play.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Vale. No estoy para traducir nada hoy, yo sé que... No voy a... Hostia. ¿Y esto?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
De acuerdo, de acuerdo. Regreso a mi camino. Esto parece como los Teletubbies, tío, que aparece un megáfono diciendo Tinky Winky hizo esto y Tinky Winky va y lo hace, ¿sabes? Pues yo igual.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Solo
to
que en
his
lugar de
boss's
estar
office.
en un puto prado, pues estoy en una oficina. O en un edificio, no sé muy bien lo que es. Vale, esta es la oficina del jefe. Baño de ejecutivos. No puedo entrar. Hay algunas puertas... Hostia. Es que hay algunas puertas que se cierran y otras que no. O sea, que se abren y otras que no. Vale, esta es la oficina del jefe.
Stepping into his manager's
puta.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk
¿Cómo?
guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Dos,
But of
ocho,
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
Abre.
happened to input the correct code by sheer
Vale,
luck.
vale.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Uf, chaval. ¿Y esto qué es? Pues está todo muy oscuro, ¿eh? No, 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 ni de coña, ni de coña. A ver, para aquí. El juego es bastante curioso, ¿eh? Tampoco es que tenga unos graficazos de la hostia, pero... Bueno. En Steam vale como 11 euros la edición deluxe de este juego, o sea... Y parece ser que tiene mejores gráficos, pero bueno, yo esta versión, que es la original, la conseguí por Epic Games, porque regaló el juego. Vale.
As though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would
debe
not
ser
go
muy
unanswered for
deprimente el
long.
tener que pulsar botones. Todo el puto rato, oye, pulsa esto, y voy yo y lo pulso, ¿sabes? Debe ser... Hostia. Joder. Lo que no me queda claro es si es que...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Vale, ¿ves? Otro camino. Entonces, hay muchos caminos alternos, ¿vale? En este juego. Hay mucha infinidad de posibilidades en este juego. Entonces tú... Siempre te van a dar a escoger. Muchas veces te van a dar a escoger o hacerle caso o no hacerle caso. Y yo, como quiero desbloquear el final bueno, por así decirlo, espero que lo desbloquee. El final bueno, pues voy a ir por aquí. Vale. Es que siempre se cierran las puertas de detrás mío, ¿sabes? Ya, sí, ya no suena raro.
The lights rose on an
Hostia.
enormous room packed with television screens.
Hostia,
What
chaval.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Vale, hay como 1 billón de televisiones. Se ve que el jefe aquí vivía de puta madre, ¿eh? Joder. Tenía para ver el Canal Plus Liga en diferentes ángulos. Vale, esto debe ser la cámara.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Hostia.
Their true nature revealed.
Hostia.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
¿Esto qué es? ¿Como Matrix o qué coño es esto, tío? Vale, ¿cuál era mi número? 427. Ahí estoy yo, en el 420. Míralo, si es mi puta oficina. Es mi oficina. Hijo de puta, el jefe, chaval.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Hostia. Hostia, chaval.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
¿Esto qué es? ¿Como un cine o qué coño es esto? On, off. Vale. Pues tenemos dos opciones, o encender la máquina o apagarla. Ya sabéis cuál voy a pulsar, ¿no? Hostia. ¿Y ahora qué? ¿Se acabó? ¿Se acabó?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Por lo que veo, sí.
Yes.
¿Eh?
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
¿Qué coño es
even
esto,
as
tío?
the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Vale, no me puedo
That
suicidar.
was all he needed to know.
What the
It
fuck?
was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Hola.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
Gráficos de PlayStation 2, chavales.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon
Espera,
his
que hay una
skin,
casa ahí al fondo, yo
the
quiero ir.
feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path
Pues
before him.
esto es la puta
This was
prehistoria, no me
exactly the
jodas.
way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
O sea que el tío este estaba siendo controlado por alguien. Otra vez ha vuelto a reiniciar el puto juego. Acojonante, tío. Y la oficina ha cambiado, tío. Ah, no, no ha cambiado, no ha cambiado. Vale.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Vale, hemos
What could
desbloqueado,
it
se
mean?
supone, el final bueno.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
¡Ey! ¿Qué es esto? ¿Puedo pagar ordenadores? Sí, que se joda. Hala, pagarlos todos. Toma por culo. No sé si esto traerá consecuencias, pero bueno. Hostia. Fui yo con el clic, ¿eh? No os asustéis. Vale, ahora hemos desbloqueado el final bueno.
When Stanley
Ahora,
came
¿qué
to a set of
pasaría
two open
si no le
doors, he
hiciéramos
entered the
caso
door
en
on his left.
absolutamente nada? Pues vamos a comprobarlo ahora. Vamos por aquí.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
Claro,
needed to
claro.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Claro, claro. Lo que tú digas, tío.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all,
¿Esta es la
just to
sala de
spend a few
empleados?
moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
me
Stanley
puedo
simply
agachar.
stood here, drinking it all in.
Que me quedo ahí los cojones, tío. Lo que tú digas.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Y esta es la sala... ¿Eh? Vale. Yo lo que quiero es no hacerle caso. Por aquí.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Vale, el narrador está empezando a volverse un poco loco, ¿vale? Venga,
Look,
va.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've got
Hostia, que me está hablando a mí ahora.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Ya.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ah, que estás casado, Stanley. Ah.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Hostia, yo ahí no me meto, ¿eh? Uf, verás tú.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Va, vamos a coger el teléfono con valentía. Ya está, ¿no?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? hold on.
¿Pero
Steve.
qué cojones?
Keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Hijo de
I'm
puta.
trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Una polla, tío. Una polla. Te vas a tomar.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Hijo de puta. ¿Y por qué? ¿Qué es que las esposas también están numeradas por los empleados? ¿O qué cojones, tío? Venga, va. Dos cojones. Vale.
This is a very sad story about the death
¿Qué?
of a man named Stanley.
¿Qué? No. Los cojones. Los cojones. Buenos días, empleado 427. Presione 3 en su teclado. Voy a pulsar el 7. O lo U. Joder, que tengo que pulsar el 3 por cojones. No. Déjame salir, hijo de puta. Me quieres matar. Me quieres matar. ¿Y esto que es una tele? Ah, tío. Tío, vete a tomar por culo, tú. Puto maniquí de mierda. ¿Qué pasa? Vale, voy a intentar no presionarlo. Vale, no está pasando nada. Así que lo que voy a hacer es presionarlo.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of
Qué
his
hijo de puta
existence.
narrador, chaval. Qué hijo de presione R. Que sé lo que tú digas,
Look at
tío.
him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Hijo de puta,
Now
¿por qué no
he's
me das más
pushing a
opciones?
button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Que no, tío. Hostia. La PB de mi nombre, Hostia. Venga, va. Con dos cojones.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild
Cago en tus
expeditions
muertos.
into the
Déjame
unknown.
salir. Déjame
Fantastic
salir.
discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Para mirar la tele. Vale.
And so he began
¿Qué
to
cojones?
fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day
¿Qué
while at
cojones,
work,
tío?
he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Ah, que todo esto es un
The
sueño.
thought excited him terribly.
Para pasar tiempo con los muchachos. ¿Dónde están los muchachos?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something
Normal, lo
was almost
estuvieron
too
controlando,
wonderful
tío.
to behold.
Lo estuvieron controlando. Presione R para preparar la cena.
As he wandered through
cago
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths
¿Qué
and
cojones significa
destinations.
todo esto, tío?
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line.
Pero que esto es real, tío. Lo hice en el otro final.
And down
¿Qué?
another was a
¿Cómo?
game with a baby.
Había un juego con un
And he
bebé.
called it the Stanley Parable.
¡Hostia!
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Eso no es una esposa, tío. Es un maniquí. Me cago en todo.
But there is no
Lo
answer.
sabía.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's
No me
slowly
escucha.
killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this.
Ven, mira
Stanley,
esto.
the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Vale, vale, lo que tú digas. No lo voy a hacer. A la verga. Ahora, eso sí, ¿pasará algo o qué, tío? Si no lo pulso. Nah, yo por si acaso espero un rato. Vale, de nuevo no está pasando nada, tío. O sea, llevo esperando como 5 minutos y no pasó absolutamente nada. Es que soy gilipollas. Venga, va. V para estar en el trabajo por la mañana, ¿no?
You see?
Toma ya,
Just
chaval.
not
Ahora en la
hear me.
oficina otra vez.
How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Presione 4 para cuestionar nada. Yo...
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Por favor, muera.
And
¿Qué?
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
No, no. Estoy muerto. ¿Ya está? ¿Se acabó? ¿Qué?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oye, he visto juegos raros, ¿vale? O sea, he jugado juegos que vosotros no os podéis ni imaginar. Ahora, yo como este juego no lo había visto nunca. De verdad, o sea, os lo digo completamente en serio.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Te va a hacer
he
caso tu
entered the
puta
door
madre.
and this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
puedo abrir-
wanted
no
to
abrir-
stop
no
by
puedo
the
abrir
employee
puertas,
lounge
¿no?
first,
No
just
puedo
to
abrir
admire it.
puertas, no puedo hacer absolutamente nada.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
¿Puedo saltar? ¿Puedo saltar, tío? Ah, no,
Yes. Really
Venga,
worth
sí,
it
tío,
being
que sí.
here in the room. But
No
eager
contes
to
tu
get
vida.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Vale. Es que aquí hay una cosa. Ahí está la cosa. Si voy por aquí, hay un camino ahí que no he tomado antes. Pero es que aquí seguro que quedan muchas más cosas por descubrir, ¿sabes? Entonces yo... Vale. Estoy probando cosas, ¿eh? Voy a ir por aquí otra vez.
Stanley was so
¿Cuántos
bad at
cojones?
following directions,
Vale.
it's incredible he wasn't fired
Voy a ver
years
si
ago.
puedo... A ver, esta puerta. No la puedo abrir. Esto tampoco. Pues nada, tío. Espérate un
Look, Stanley,
momento.
I think perhaps we've
¿Qué
gotten
pasa
off
si
on
hago
the wrong
esto?
foot here.
¡A la verga!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Hostia.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Y vuelvo a empezar. Tío, esto es como el día de la marmota, tío. Una y otra vez la misma mierda.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to
Que
check on
sí,
his
tío, que sí.
co-workers. He never functioned
Pues
well
nada,
by
tío, tendré
himself
que coger el
and
otro camino.
constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Voy a probar
Stanley
la
came
otra
to a set
habitación
of
porque
two
si no...
open- This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ya.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
Vale.
left.
Ahora sí, te voy a hacer caso, vale. Si
And
vas...
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door,
Vale, si
and
vas...
got back on track.
Vale, si vas por ahí, vas a la sala de reuniones. Pero esto no estaba antes, ¿Hay algo más que me vaya a dejar aquí? ¿No? Vale, de acuerdo. ¡Hala! Abajo. Que le jodan el narrador. La última vez casi muero, tío. Me cago en la puta. A que se reinicie otra vez el juego. Me voy a cagar en
But
la...
Stanley
¡Ah,
didn't
no!
want to
¡No,
go
no, no!
back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Pues no me sale de los huevos, tío. Ah, que no puedo... No puedo abrirlo, tío. Pues nada. Venga.
Oh, no.
¿Qué?
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
El narrador ya está empezando a perder facultades. Bueno, va. No pasa nada. Errores tiene cualquiera. Venga ya, tío.
Not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Y yo qué sé,
It's
eres el
clearly-
narrador.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Espera, que está consultando las hojitas. Sí, sí, sí.
Now, let's see.
Anda,
We went
huevos.
Down, right, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Me cago en todo, tío. Pues no me apetece. Déjame salir, no quiero hacerte caso. No quiero hacerte caso, que la última vez acabé muerto. Bueno, no, si te hice caso en todo, mira libertad, pero... Vale. Esto es un coche. Y esto es un generador, pero no puedo hacer nada. O sea que... ¿Es por aquí?
No. This isn't right at all.
What
You're
the
not
fuck?
supposed to be here yet. This is a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Vale.
Okay. We just have to
Se ha
get back to,
equivocado.
oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather
Vamos,
than
que
waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense,
Vamos,
we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
¿Qué dices?
And this time,
No.
suppose we
No,
don't
no, no,
wander
no,
so
no,
far
no,
off
no.
track, Okay.
Ni se te
From the
ocurra.
top.
Ni se te ocurra, me cago en... Mierda. O sea, básicamente el narrador ha hecho, es por aquí. Y se ha hecho un lío, tío. Me ha hecho un spoiler de cojones.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Un memo, es que... ¿Tú sabes qué cojones es un memo? Pues habla, tío.
When Stanley... Wait.
What the
Wait,
fuck?
What?
¿Pero qué
No.
cojones?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything
Bueno.
should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the
No he
monitors?
cambiado una
Did you
mierda,
move
tío.
the story somewhere?
Bueno.
Hold on.
El juego se está volviendo
Why am I
loco, tío.
asking you? I'm the
Ya he
one who
roto
wrote
el
the
juego.
story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Vale, ahora me ha abierto todas las puertas de repente. Voy por aquí, entonces. LOL. Pues esto está sin investigar, Vale. ¿Esto qué es, tío? Ahora estoy hecho un lío, tío. Ahora ya no sé por... What the fuck? Ah, vale, por aquí ya he pasado. No sé, tío. Voy...
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we just...
¡No me jodas!
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll
Venga,
ever
tío.
progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Toma ya, chaval. Ya está. Me he cargado el juego, tío. Me he cargado el juego.
All of his co-workers were...
Definitivamente me he cargado el juego. Ay, Dios mío. Ya lo he bugueado, tío. Ya está. Vale. Joder. Putos ordenadores. Ala, apagarlos todos. A la verga. Ala, esto también. Fuera. Ahorro energía. Ya llegó el modo ahorro energía a estas oficinas. Venga, va. Ahora no hay ni puertas.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Ahora no hay ni
It's
puertas.
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
¿Cuál? Ah, que me estás pidiendo que dé la vuelta. Vaya juego, chaval. Esto es romper la cuarta pared de una forma.
Aha! I
What the
knew
fuck?
we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Estoy dando vueltas como un maníaco, tío. ¿Qué
No,
me estás
wait,
contando?
never
What the
mind.
fuck?
Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What the fuck? ¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué? ¿Y esta ¿Y esta poción,
Now this-
tío?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Cojonudo.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it
otro
really
final
paid
bueno.
off, so
He ganado.
good job.
Toma ya, chaval.
No.
¿Qué
No,
cojones?
I don't feel right about this at all.
Vaya hombre.
We
Está
both know
contento.
you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No, tío. No. No reinicies. Joder. What the fuck? ¿Y esto?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Increíble. Increíble. ¿Y si me voy por aquí? ¿Que le den por culo a la línea?
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Me cago en todo, tío. Tengo que seguir la puta línea. Oye, pues por aquí no he pasado antes, ¿eh?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
No me jodas.
Simply by the act
A la
of moving
oficina, el jefe.
forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured
Bueno.
into being via the very manifestation of the
¿Y esta
nature of
broma?
life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a
Yo como un
byproduct
gilipollas,
of one's
tío.
subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of
No me
this
jodas.
office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to
Por si
apologize.
acaso sigo la
Not
línea,
sure
a mí
where I
como me
was going
ordene.
with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Bueno. Pero qué cojones, tío. Esto no estaba, ¿eh?
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Es que la música, tío, de verdad, es que...
Stanley,
¿Qué
this
cojones quieres que haga
fern
con
will
esto?
be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Vamos a ver, ¿qué quieres? ¿Que le saque foto a este puto helecho? Anda, tío. Sí, vale, es un helecho, es que no tiene nada en especial.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Esto es acojonante, tío. Este es el juego del año, tío. No, de la década. El juego de la década. De verdad, lo vuelvo a repetir. Mira que he jugado cosas raras, pero... ¿Qué? ¿Qué?
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell
No,
with it.
no,
Restart.
no me dices. No. La madre que lo parió. Otra vez la línea, tío. Otra vez la línea. Otra vez la línea.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're
Well, nada.
intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Vale, como veas. Si a mí me da igual. Como usted vea, señor.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging
Joder.
a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm
Madre.
ready for it.
Madre mía, qué solo está este hombre. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Pero qué? Madre mía, tío, me está empezando a rayar la cabeza.
Oh, no, not you again.
Otra de la puta línea.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Ah, tío,
No
tendrá que seguir
lines
la
or
línea.
monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. and we
Que
should be
mira la
fine.
línea, tío, la línea también está loca. Mira, mira. En fin. What the fuck?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Otra vez una lección,
How
tío.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
No.
Okay, so I know that each door has
No.
to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse
Ah, tío,
door.
paso de andar en
that leads here.
círculos.
And that
Paso de
in
andar en
turn
círculos.
means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
¡Ay, qué perro! ¿Qué cojones, tío? ¿Qué? The Confusion Ending. Fue en The Confusion Ending,
Hold
sí.
up, what's this? The
Narrador
confusion
restarts the
ending.
game. Feed
You're
restart.
telling me
Narrador forgets our
That's what
previous
this is.
restart.
It's all one giant ending, and we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all
¿Y ese contador, tío?
determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
No.
Am I just
no,
supposed
tío.
to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't
Pues no
do
lo
it.
hagas, tío. No lo hagas.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
El narrador
Will
se
someone
va.
come for us? Will something happen?
Después de un largo tiempo, Stanley muere.
So,
No.
okay.
No. Los cojones. No.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do happen to have a...
¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Qué acaba de pasar? Vale, ¿ha vuelto toda la normalidad?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Sí.
What could it mean? Stanley
Todo
decided to go to the meeting room.
está-
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Todo está bajo control ahora, vale. Madre mía, tío. Este juego te deja tocadísimo, ¿eh?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Venga, va. Vamos a hacerte caso.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Espérate un momento. Voy a probar una cosa.
No, not again. I won't be part of
¿Cómo que
this.
no?
I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Vale, de acuerdo. No, quiero seguir aquí. Mira, me voy a quedar aquí quieto. Vamos por culo. A ver qué pasa. ¿Por qué eres tan hermosa y a la vez tan hermosa? Vale, no está pasando nada. Venga, va. Que no... Que me vuelvo aquí. Pues nada, tío. Aquí me quedo. Lo que no sé si el narrador se volverá a poner loco o algo, ¿sabes? Vale, estoy probando cosas. Vale, porque no sé muy bien. Vale. Venga, vamos a seguir. ¡Hala! A la verga, me quedo aquí. Hola, tío. Vale. Está claro que no pasa nada. Bien.
Coming to a
Vale.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Pues mis cojones, voy a ir para abajo. Te van a dar mucho por culo, narrador. Vale, aquí hay un botón rojo. Hostia. ¿Y esto, tío?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in
Sí,
such a
por pulsar
competitive
botones.
economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Pues mira, no
Why
sé.
did doors close automatically behind
Mira,
him
eso me lo
wherever
llevo
he went?
preguntando yo desde que
And for
empecé a
that
jugar.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Obvio.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Estoy soñando,
He
ya.
yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Ahora
He
estoy
wasn't
caminando
going
en
to lose his
círculos todo el
job.
rato,
He wasn't crazy after all.
¿No va a pasar nada o
And he
qué?
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the
Hostia,
ground.
hostia.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was
¡A
so
la verga!
much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head
Anda.
dictating everything that
Anda.
I'm doing and thinking?
No lo sé.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered
No lo
by
sé.
Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Este
How
juego
could
es
it
de
be?
película,
Was Stanley
Madre
simply
mía.
deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
¿Cómo?
So he
Te vas a
closed
morir.
his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He
Vale.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Vale, ya está, se acabó el juego. No, los cojones.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am
Hostia,
real.
chaval.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What the fuck?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
¿Qué? Ahora otra.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this
No.
particular day, her
No.
walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
No me
And
jodas.
although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Y corrió. Este debe ser el final malo, ¿eh? Y vuelve a reiniciarse. ¿De dónde ha salido este juego, tío? ¿De dónde ha salido este juego y quién ha sido el loco que lo ha hecho? ¿Vale? O sea, yo este juego lo vi... Se lo vi al Rubius, ¿vale?
How wonderful.
Y
Stanley
parecía...
was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to
What the
himself.
fuck?
This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Pero qué cojones, tío. O sea, yo este juego, como dije... más ordenadores. This is never the end. This is never... Apágate. Apágate.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Déjame salir,
Stanley
hijo de
went
puta.
around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a
salir.
single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
O sea, yo este juego se lo vi jugar al Rubius y me pareció divertido, pero... Claro, yo estas partes no las vi. Estas partes no las vi, tío. La verdad es que la gente tiene una imaginación, tío.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vale. Vale, sí. Ya sé qué puedo hacer ahora. Ya sé qué puedo hacer ahora. Tengo que volver a la sala de las máquinas. ¿Y qué pasaría si en lugar de off pulso on?
Yet there was not a single person here
Venga, va.
either.
Vamos para allá.
Feeling a wave
Era
of
por aquí, ¿no?
disbelief, Stanley
What the fuck?
decided to
Hijo
go
de
up to
puta.
his boss's office,
Hijo de
hoping he might
puta.
find an answer there.
¡Hijo de puta! Me ha chapado la puerta. ¡Hijo de puta!
Coming
Venga,
to a
va.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ahí abajo no vuelvo ni de coña, tío. Y esto es el baño. ¡Oh! ¿Que ahora se puede abrir? Porque el jefe conoce... Que el jefe dice... Que se va. Because the boss knows that was the boss. Porque el jefe conoce... Que dice cuando el jefe se va. Si los jefes sufren perder, ese es el por qué los jefes eligen. No sé muy bien qué quiere decir este texto, ¿vale? Pero el baño este antes no estaba abierto, ¿eh? Aquí me están cambiando cosas y no me estoy ni enterando. Me están cambiando cosas y no... Mira esto. Esto también se abre, tío. Esto no estaba antes, tío. Una sala de estar. ¿Poder llamar al ascensor? ¡Loco, que puedo! ¡Que puedo! No me jodas que puedo bajar por aquí. A la verga. Tu. Ah, que están cantando Stanley de fondo. ¿Qué cojones? Pues se supone que la edición de lujo de este juego tiene como muchos más finales, o sea, y yo no sé cuántos finales tendrá este juego. acojonante, no me he movido del sitio. Llevo bastante tiempo en el ascensor, Vale, tío.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley
Toca
was
el
once
piano.
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began
Voy a ver qué
loudly
pasa si
tearing through
pongo mal el
papers on the
código.
boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Bueno, que tengo
What
que
could its
poner
purpose be?
que era
In
2845,
fact,
¿no?
this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story
What the
as
fuck?
quickly as possible, he didn't
What
even
the?
have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Pero
That
qué
kind
cojones,
of
tío.
anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Bueno. Esto ya... Déjame salir, hijo de puta. Déjame salir.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Es que aquí también hay dos caminos, ¿sabes? Es que tengo un montón de cosas que hacer. Este vídeo me va a durar... ¿Qué te apuestas a que llego a la hora, tío? Me va a durar 1 hora el puto vídeo de descubrir todos los secretos de este juego. Lo tengo casi seguro. Y apenas voy a meter cortes.
Stanley
Vale,
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Sí, luego iremos por aquí, no te preocupes. Va a haber tiempo de sobra para probarlo todo. Vale.
The lights rose on an
Oh,
enormous
Dios
room
mío.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to
Era por aquí,
himself.
¿no?
Did he have the strength
Sí.
to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Que sí, joder, que sí, lo que tú digas. Venga,
No.
para arriba.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this
Probando
place.
cosas.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Sí, los cojones, voy a pulsar el otro botón, tío. A la verga. Me Waiting controls y de la waiting input. Mira, ¿sabes qué? ¿Sabes qué, tío?
And when at
Hola.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Claro, tío, claro. De toda la vida. Venga.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that
Hombre,
what you
ahora que lo
wanted?
dices.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
¡Hijo
In
de
the event
puta!
that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
¡Hijo de puta!
Let's say,
Nah.
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Serás hijo de
It's
puta,
your
tío.
time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter,
Me cago en todos tus ancestros pisoteados. Mira, me voy. Hijo de puta, hijo de puta.
Or did you just assume when you saw that
Tiene que haber una forma de
that
escapar.
something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley,
Hijo de puta.
you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds.
Adiós, empleado 427. Eres un hijo de puta. Eres un hijo de puta.
Will you cling desperately to your fellow life? Or will you let it go peacefully?
No.
Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
A ver si adivino. Otra vez. Joder, chaval. Joder, chaval.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Mira, este juego me está volviendo loco a mí también, ¿eh? ¿Qué es esto? Paga el puto monitor. Que no se juega al Candy Crush ni nada. Que se viene a trabajar. Eres un hijo de puta. Eres un hijo de puta.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Pues mira, tío. Es
This
verdad.
was not the correct way to the meeting
Espérate un
room,
momento.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Me acuerdo que
Perhaps
antes
he wanted
había
to stop
como
by the employee lounge first,
una especie
just to
de...
admire it.
A ver, ya lo veréis, ya lo veréis.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Mira, era esto, tío.
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Mira,
It's incredible he
¿veis
wasn't
eso de ahí?
5 years ago.
¿Veis este caminito de aquí? ¿Qué te apuestas a que... Mira,
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
Sí,
realize
ya.
that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
Vale.
that the
Vale,
story
voy
has
por aquí
been
mejor.
about nothing but you
Sí, sí, sí,
all
que sí,
this
tío.
time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Que te fuque.
Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Gracias, tío.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No, 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 no. Ni chance ni pollas, chaval. Te quedas ahí solito, ¿eh? Venga. Hostia, esto es nuevo,
Now
por
listen
fin.
carefully, this is
What?
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Tusmuertos.es. Luego iré por la puerta roja, pero de momento por la azul.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Hijo de puta.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Que no, tío, que no. ¿Qué paso? Hala, chao.
I still don't
Goodbye.
think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Puerta roja, Stanley, joder. Bueno, vale, que sí.
Oh, thank
So-
God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see
Yeah.
that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Sí, esto es todo oscuro, tío. Está todo oscuro. ¿Qué me estás haciendo, tío? ¿Qué es esto?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
¿Pero qué cojones es esto, tío?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in
Me
this
estoy volviendo
moment,
loco.
this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
O sea, definitivamente este es el juego más raro que he jugado hasta ahora, ¿eh? Ahora, esto es la droga, tío. Venga, sí, que te jodan.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Me voy, tío. Te jodan.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of
Vale.
this.
Que sí, joder. Alejo de las escaleras. Venga, ¿qué quieres? ¿Estar aquí?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Que no, tío, que no. Que si no, no me da pa' más el vídeo.
No. What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Que no,
You
tío, que
heard
no.
me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you? Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
¡Adiós!
No! Oh,
¿Qué? ¿Qué?
Thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Por hoy has ganado, cabrón. Por hoy has ganado.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Ya. ¿Y si me suicido? No puedo. O vuelvo aquí, chaval.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Que no, tío. Antes me quisiste matar, ¿no?
No, what do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Me has matado en el anterior final. Adiós.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My
No.
God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Adiós.
Or maybe
¿Qué
you're just
dices?
getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Mira, tío. No hay cosa que más me toque los cojones que un
Do you
tío...
actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Que sí, tío. Hala, ¿no queréis estar aquí?
I
Hala.
wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
¿Y a ti esto te parece feliz? ¿Estar en el hiperespacio, en la droga? Sí, hombre. Mira, tío. Los cojones. Te vas a enterar, cabrón.
Is it over?
Adiós.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Hala. Chao. ¿Has visto qué sencillo?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Espérate un momento. ¿Qué? Esto está invertido. Esto está invertido.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
No sé por qué he ido por
Perhaps
aquí
he
ahora que
needed
lo
to stop
pienso.
by the employee lounge
No sé por qué
first,
fui por aquí.
just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. Giddy but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Ya no
it's
sé ni qué
incredible
estoy
he wasn't
haciendo, tío.
fired years ago.
En el teléfono tiene que ver algo, tío.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
Tiene que ver algo. Ahí había un
I
teléfono.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Cuando
but
coja
the
el
fact is
teléfono,
that the
tengo una
story
idea.
has been about nothing
Se me
but
ocurre una
you
idea.
all this
Cuando
time.
coja el teléfono, lo que tengo
There's
que hacer
someone you've been
es, yo
neglecting,
qué sé,
Stanley.
no pulsar
Someone
botones,
you've
o yo qué sé
forgotten
qué voy a
about.
hacer, ¿sabes?
Please,
¿Y si me suicido?
stop trying to make
Nah.
every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
Vale, que sí,
To
tío.
let her back
Ahora el-
into your life.
Ahora el
She's
teléfono,
been
¿no?
waiting.
El teléfono.
That's her, Stanley.
Muy bien, tío.
You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Déjame.
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Ay, qué triste, tío. Espera un momento. ¿Podré?
As Stanley picked up the phone, it engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
No me
You
jodas.
actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Hijo de puta. Hijo de puta.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
¿Pero qué cojo? What? Práctica.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Yes. And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Vale, ahora se supone que está hablando conmigo, no con Stanley. Venga. ¡Qué hijo de puta! Me ha puesto barreras. Hijo de puta.
Your choices are meaningful. We can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Esto es increíble.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Estás tú que te voy a hacer caso, chaval.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Los cojones.
No! Why did you do that?
What the fuck?
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
¿Pero qué cojones, tío? O sea que tengo que volver a la izquierda por cojones, vale. Pero qué cojones.
Believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
No,
to willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No.
I have to.
Hola. Hola. ¿Qué cojones?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Sí, los cojones.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Que no, tío. Que no.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Que no, tío, joder. Me quedo aquí.
Why did you do that?
Te pongas como te
Quickly,
pongas.
hurry.
Hijo de puta. Claro, se echa para el
Behave
juego.
exactly as Stanley
En cuanto
would.
voy por la
That
derecha,
means choosing
se echa para el
responsibly
juego.
and always putting the story first.
Me
I'm
cago en
quite sure
todo.
you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Que vale, que sí, joder, que voy por la izquierda. Hala. ¿Y ahora qué? Y Pinela.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Me cago en tus muertos, no se abre.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
¡Qué
upstairs
hijo de
to his
puta!
boss's office.
¡Qué hijo de puta! Me ha cortado el camino. El baño se puede abrir. Ahora directamente. No pone nada. No pone nada. Y esto no se puede abrir. Tampoco. ¿Qué? La oficina cambió. ¿Qué es esto?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Hello.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Vamos a ver, tío, que lo estoy haciendo, mira. Night Shark 115. Ah, tío, no pasa nada.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Te estoy diciendo que lo estoy intentando, gilipollas. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ahora estoy en el inframundo.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
The end.
Are you listening to me?
Gracias por jugar Stanley Parable.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So...
Esto es de locos, tío.
You're listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait.
Puedes esperar ya. This game está hecho por Galactic Cafe. Pues buen trabajo, tío. Buen trabajo. Hostia, chaval. Estoy como en el inframundo o algo, tío. A que se vuelva a reiniciar. Me cago en mi... Otra vez, vale. Me queda por probar una cosa. Creo que por hoy voy a dar por finalizar el vídeo, porque está durando más de 1 hora, tío. Está durando más de 1 hora el puto vídeo. Por cierto, quiero probar una cosa. En la mayoría de juegos hay como un código que si lo escribes, pues activa algo, ¿no? Los colaboradores, por lo que he visto en los créditos, era Face Punch, ¿no? Puedes escribir Face Punch. ¡Wow! ¿Qué cojones? Vale, tío. Me cago en la puta. Y para volver a la normalidad... Ahí estamos. No sé qué acaba de pasar. Vale.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
vale.
He entered the door on his left.
Me queda por hacer una cosa. No sé si me va a quedar algo más, pero yo creo que mejor lo probáis vosotros. Tenéis el juego gratis en Epic Games.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Y probáis lo que sea, tío. Yo creo que es suficiente. Me parece que si te quedas aquí... Si te quedas aquí durante mucho tiempo, me parece que el Rubius lo hizo y se cabreaba mucho el narrador o algo así. Pero bueno.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Vale. Ahora está todo bien. Está todo muy bien. Y esto también.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
¿Pero qué cojones? ¿Pero qué cojones, tío? El juego se está volviendo muy turbio. Venga, baja. Baja. Llevo más de una hora, tío. Madre mía. Ni haciendo cortes. Es que no puedo cortar nada, todo es importante, ¿sabes?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No. Voy por aquí.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? Va, tío, me la suda, tengo que terminar el vídeo.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Que te jodan.
At this point,
¿Qué voy a decir?
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
¿Y esto, tío? ¡Hostia! Ya he muerto. Ya he muerto. Bueno, chavales, espero que os haya gustado el vídeo. Ah, no. Ya sabía yo que algo... What the fuck? ¿Cómo es, tío?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture.
No me jodas.
He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
No.
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No, no. ¡Ni de coña! ¿Eh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Y sin embargo, por arte de magia, Stanley se salvó. ¿Pero qué cojo...? No me jodas que tenemos... ¿Qué? Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
¿Qué?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
¿Pero qué cojones? Que ya estaba muerto desde que se inició la partida. ¿Pero esto qué es? Vale, esto... Ah, vale, estos son unos planos de la... Aquí es donde las cosas empiezan. Estas son las dos puertas. Y esto es... Vamos a ver... Ah, que te pone acá... The Two Doors. La dos es la pieza importante en el Stanley Parable. Bueno, vale, que si queréis voy a pararme un rato en los cartelitos porque yo paso de traducir, ¿sabes? Me acuerdo en el Slender de Arrival que tuve que traducir un huevo de textos. Ahora paso, tío. Vale, esto es un... O sea, está mostrando... O sea, es un museo dentro del juego. Es como un sketch dentro del puto juego. Dios. Button Sounds. Increíble. Vale. Office Computers. Uno aquí, otro jugando al solitario. No puedo encenderlos. Y esto debe ser Employee Database. Fuera. Estos son los créditos. Vale. Facepunch. No estaba Facepunch. Galactic Cafe. Buen trabajo, tío. Buen trabajo. Esto me parece el final perfecto para acabar el vídeo. El cómo se hizo el juego. Ya no tengo ni que explicar nada. La impresora. Green Light. En septiembre de 2012. Esto es acojonante. Están explicando cómo lo hicieron por Steam. ¿Vale? Warzone. O sea que en un final que no se encuentra en el juego, parece ser, se diseñó un final donde Stanley luchaba contra aliens. Esto es acojonante. Esto es acojonante. Mira esto. The Lounge. Escucho a alguien tecleando, tío. No sé si se aparecerá en el vídeo. Los emails del narrador. El segundo tráiler del juego. Querido narrador, aprecio el previo juego de Stanley. Eres gay. Hijo de puta. Hijo de puta, me llamo gay la cara. Va. Puto juego, tío. Vale. Las vitrinas del empleado 427, que es Stanley. Y por lo que veo, ha sufrido cambios en su desarrollo. Está bien que lo pongan. Y esto es diseño del juego. Esto es donde... ¿Qué? ¿Qué? Esto no estaba antes, Esto... Ah, vale, esto debe ser de un final que todavía no he descubierto, es verdad, como el final de un juego de un bebé, o yo que sé, el Countdown Room. Vale, esto debe ser lo de eso. Freedom Mending, con los gráficos de Stanley y de PlayStation 2. Sending. Madre mía, Sending Model. The game is now paused. ¡Oh! O sea que este final, no sé si está en el juego, pero parece ser que frustraba a los jugadores. Estas palancas tampoco las he visto. ¿Y esto qué es? ¿Qué he hecho? ¿Qué he hecho? ¿Se me ha parado el juego? ¿Hola? ¿Hola? El juego está pausado. O sea... What the fuck? ¿Qué es esto? Se ha parado el juego. Se ha jodido el juego, lo siento, tengo que... Vale, gente, aquí tuve que reiniciar el juego, ¿vale? Tuve que reiniciar el juego porque se me ha parado del todo y no sabía qué hacer. Porque le daba la tecla Windows y no iba, le daba la tecla escape y no iba. Es decir, que el juego se crasheó básicamente, así que tuve que reiniciarlo. No voy a volver a hacer ese final porque me tomaría bastante más tiempo del que debería ser, ¿no? Entonces se me haría el vídeo ya sí demasiado largo, entonces prefiero no hacerlo y que investiguéis por vuestra cuenta cómo es ese final, ¿vale? Si tenéis alguna duda, pues tenéis dos opciones, o descargaros el juego o nada, poniéndome por los comentarios qué duda tenéis, me lo ponéis y yo intentaré en otro vídeo jugar al juego para ver qué secreto me falta por revelar, ¿no? Pero bueno, si queréis descargaros el juego, pues no puedo pasarlos por un link, ya que está en un launcher, ¿vale? Está en el launcher de Epic Games, que podéis descargar totalmente gratis, aunque esta no es la edición deluxe, ¿vale? Esta es la edición original. En la edición deluxe tiene mejores gráficos, tiene muchos más finales, un montón de cosas que hacer, en fin, una locura. Y nada más por decir en este vídeo, espero que os haya gustado, darle like y suscribiros si todavía no lo habéis hecho. Añadir este vídeo a favoritos, pasarlo bien en la cuarentena. Espero que no se os haga muy larga, a mí se me está haciendo larguísima, a ver si salgo por fin a la puta calle. Y nada, chavales, dentro de poco habrá otro vídeo, no sabré de qué, pero dentro de poco habrá. Gracias por vuestra paciencia, os quiero. Adiós.